So it's been a long time, guys. I've been working a lot on some custom Sharepoint intranets and digging into a little bit of design work, which is one of my favorite parts of this job. I love being able to go back to my web design background and kind of, change the colors around so it's not looking like one client said Sharepointy. Try to take the branding that the client wants to use. They usually have their logo, their company color scheme, so we try to incorporate that as well. And this is one tool, the Fluent UI Theme Designer, which, as you can see, you go in, you could take the primary color and pop it in there, which is the HTML color codes, which I will put down in the comments of some sites I use to find that. And also, if your client doesn't in fact give you a brand book where you don't have the colors, and you can take the logo. And there's a site that a couple sites I like to go to actually pull the colors out of the logo, or a screenshot of their current intranet or something like that, and pull the colors out of that and use them for the primary color or and the secondary color, text color and background color. So what you see here is like I'm going to take one from example that I've already done. Like I know my colors, my site colors are like a royal purple. So I can pop it in there and it'll give you a suggestion on how to style it. So say there. So this is what, see how it already pops it up. So I left the background color as white so that it still works kind of offset for that. Um, the accessibility checker. So for people like me that really can't see well, you need the accessible pairs on the screen so that it's actually adjustable, and people that have kind of like sight that's a little bit not sharp, it works well for them. Uh, Let's see what happens if I change it to a darker background to kind of give an example of how it adjusts. It'll not work. Now see, and I was saying it has three accessibility errors. So this is what the screen is potentially going to look like. It doesn't look good, huh? Right? Let's see, look out. All right, so you can play around with that. Um, like even if you change the text to something darker, it's not gonna work. I'll change this to white. So let's see how the screen changed. That's not gonna work for that theme. Let me go back to black, and there you go. So I already have one that somebody in my team did for one of our clients. So what we did was we put together the primary color, the text color, and adjusted a little bit things. And down here you see the theme slots. This is gonna mean something to you later. This is all what you see on the screen when you go to SharePoint and you start selecting like the backgrounds and the wet part, the buttons and that kind of thing. And then you click export once you're ready. And what I do is I take this PowerShell and I run the script that publishes it to the site collection. Um, so I'm going to pause here, and then I'm going to walk you through actually taking the exported theme and pulling it into the site on the PowerShell side. It's not that difficult. It's just a couple of kind of commands to do that. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like on the site itself. So let's pause here and I'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to take the theme that I export from the Fluent UI theme designer that I've already put together, and I'm going to publish this on my dev tenant so you can get an idea of how to pull it in and You can, play around as much as you want until you get that color that you really want for your theme. So just make sure that you have the most current version of the SharePoint Online Management Shell, and you can connect to your SharePoint Online admin site for the tenant that you want to publish this on. So I already have this up on the screen. I'm gonna go to my dev tenant URL. Let me bump. So let me get the URL, and you have to have at least SharePoint admin credentials to do this. So make sure you have that. You're not gonna be able to do anything. Okay, so I'm gonna paste this here and run it. I have to connect. Let's see. So many things. So many things. Um, Let me get my password. Oh, wait, something going on. My goodness. Let's, I would say thank goodness for the Microsoft Wallet because I have a lot of passwords I have to remember. Something else. All right, here we go. Okay, MFA. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now let's run. Okay, so the next line is going to be da, da, da. So we need to take that theme palette export here. Let's go back to this for a second. Export theme and this. Copy that whole thing, paste. And I'm going to set it to a variable. So it'll be theme, $ theme palette equals that what I just copied and pasted. I'm gonna take it from my. I always like to go back and forth between TextPad and I go this, and I go to my window and paste it. Yes, yes. All right. Yeah. So that should be saved in the memory now, and we'll do the final part of this. Is adding the SPO thing. So I'm gonna name it something I'm gonna remember. The very, very first time that I did this, I ended up trying it again over and over again because I didn't like the way it looked. So I went back and cleaned it up. I also will publish some links to kind of codes around this process. And there you go. So now it's published in my theme. The theme is published in my tenant, I mean. So I'm going to pause this again and then go over to my tenant and show you how it looks on that end. Okay, now I'm on one of my testing sites on my dev tenant, and I have already published the theme, so I'm going to go into this. I go to change the look, and I go to theme, and there's the theme I published. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's see how it looks. And it just changes to my royal purple. Now, I'm just going to save it. And so, got my branding colors. Purple, purple. So you notice that the rest of the headers and stuff are still like the regular out of the box stuff. I am going to go do another video showing you how to actually brand your tenant. I'll pin that after I publish this video. So you can kind of do it hand in hand. Now, if you want to publish to the tenant branding, you have to have global administrator access. So I kind of ran into that with a couple clients. They weren't, quite comfortable with me having global, you know, complete domination. So I ended up just doing a step-by-step video for one of the people on their team that had global access, and I think it was pretty simple for him to follow because it doesn't take that long. Most of that is just messing around with image sizing and logo stuff. So this is pretty cool. Like, you got some of that, and what I also want to get into next is adding fonts this as well, which is something I newly that I discovered that Microsoft allowed us to do. So I think it's in this tenant, but I noticed it's in another tenant that I was working on. So I'm gonna walk through that um, on my client's MSA. Yeah, it's not there yet. I wonder when they're gonna publish that. But we could talk about that more. Let me pause again, and then we can come back and look at my other tenant that does have the font and beta, uh, and see how we can play around with that because a client just asked for this. Like, I want to use my our branding, our own fonts, not the fonts that you just get. So I thought it was pretty cool that I noticed that was there. So let's explore that a little bit. So a little bonus because this feature is not really widely available yet. I think it's a limited release and certain tenants. Um, right now, I think it's general availability and then a targeted release. It was added to the rule map in January of this year, and I think it's going to be rolled out in September. So have a few months before everybody sees this, but I'm excited about it. I don't know why. Um, just being able to add fonts is a big thing for me because I like to be able to give my clients a complete kind of package. So I'll show you a little bit about where it is and how you kind of use it once it's ready. So we got site that I'm working on. I've already pushed the theme out. I'm going to actually do another custom theme, but I'll show you what is here. Um, so there you go, change the look. Font, there it is. It's previewed in their tenant. And I just published this. So you have to have the brand center site published. So let me see if I can flip over to this tab. So it's font packages. So I'm going to go to their brand center. So their brand center was published, has to be published by a global admin. And I went and I set this up, which is their main font, named the SPO fonts, and I published it over there so I can use it in that site. And you also can have it in Viva Connections. Cool, cool, cool. And you need the font packages, and I like to, and I'll use this. I'll add this to the comments after our video is done. Where I like to get my, you go in Google Fonts, the general stuff, but you can find any funky font you want and use it. I'm excited about it. I don't know, just weird. Um, so let me go ahead and select that. There it is. I'm gonna save it. That's what they want, so that's what they're gonna get. Exciting stuff. Um, so yeah, that's how you do theming. I think they're gonna keep listening to us. I know I've been complaining about not being able to really customize this for years. So I'm happy that I can, actually give my clients what they've been asking for, kind of package everything with the branding that their company has already put together. If you guys have a marketing team that's done all that hard work on designing a logo, picking your brand colors, and testing them with your market, why should SharePoint, architects and developers and admins be able to give you what you need to kind of work with your company brand? Awesome. Excellent. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Next time we're going to talk a little bit more about the actual tenant branding itself. So that'll be cool. Talk to you guys soon. Later.